In a universe shrouded in mystery, where the stars are our only companions, a journey awaits that will push the boundaries of knowledge. Prepare yourself for something that will redefine our understanding of technology, unveil the secrets of the cosmos, and witness the marriage of human ingenuity and artificial intelligence. We bring you the flagship event of IEEE SISGST, the Galaxy of Intelligence, Epsilon. A triad of scholarly symposium days guided by the wisdom of global pioneers and visionary minds. An event designed for everyone to gain knowledge and cultivate interest and curiosity. In this edition, we give you Narrow AI. Narrow AI is the concept of brainstorming events that have a significant impact on AI technology, with humans like us, you, and me. We're not different, we are the same, with faraway souls. The concept of AI extends from the tip of your hair to the last cell of your nail. Computer vision. Computer vision excels in a field where robots outperform human vision. We will construct a future, the light of invention, together. Self-traveling dreams during the day and night. Algorithms flare in this world of pixels, revealing faces and emotions in the darkest night. With each step forward, we go closer to the future, the promise of computer vision and an unending flight. Deep space communication. MTT ascents, passing across galaxies in its path. Deep space learning is a place where mysteries wait. As boundaries disintegrate, the cosmos is revealed. The brilliance of AI and technology, the resolution of a cosmos. We gather at Epsilon, blaze eager and bright, in the light of AI to comprehend the cosmos. Prepare for an intellectual adventure like no other. Mark your calendars, because the future awaits. Epsilon 2023 starts 30th September, live on YouTube. Brought to you by IEEE SISGST.
welcoming you all to the final session of the CS track for Epsilon 2023. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, Harmeet Kaur. I am the Vice Chairperson of IEEE SIS GST.
And I am Om Rathod, CS Head, and we are honored to be a host for today's panel discussion. Indeed, the last two sessions were filled with insightful talks and workshops, and today we have a panel discussion in store for you.
Epsilon 2023 is all about future technologies, and hence it is themed the Galaxy of Intelligence, for which we have distinguished panelists who will share their perspectives on the advancement in the field of computer vision.
So, without a further ado, allow me to introduce you to all our panel. Please join me in welcoming our first panelist, who is also our moderator Dr. Apurva Das. With overall 2 decades of expertise in the fields of AI and computer vision, has served as the global head of cognitive AI at TCS and successfully led groundbreaking initiatives. His insights have been in demand by numerous organizations, and he is acknowledged as a prominent speaker who often addresses both academic and industry audiences. With a PhD in computer vision, his expertise have achievements in the field are well established. Welcome, sir.
Our second panelist,
Thank you.
Bhaskar Ure. Bhaskar Ure works as a data scientist at Shell with approximately 5 years of experience in the field of data science. He has been involved in multiple projects related to machine learning, deep learning, and NLP. Their educational background includes a master's degree in the field of data science from BITS Pilani. Accordingly, he also serves as a mentor and is a path of becoming an author. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Hi.
Our third speaker, Anushka Diman. Anushka Diman is a computer vision engineer based in Delhi. She holds BSc honors degree in mathematics from Delhi University and possesses nearly 2.5 years of experience in the field of computer vision and deep learning. Miss Anushka has extensive expertise in the various systems including image recognition, object tracking, edge AI, deep learning, and image segmentation. Welcome, ma'am.
Hello, hello everyone.
Hello, ma'am. Welcome. Our fourth panelist, Arpit Patel, a seasoned AI specialist in computer vision, brings 3 years of diverse experience. He spent 2 years in AVA retail, where he worked on cashierless shopping and grab and go solution in retail sector, transforming the ways customers experience shopping. Additionally, he's dedicated a year for perfecting computer vision techniques in the meteorology. Arpit Patel is a proud alumnus of the prestigious IIT Bombay. Furthermore, he possesses expertise in machine learning and he has collaborated with the Microsoft team to refine and enhance solutions. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Moving forward to our fifth panelist, Praveen Raj Masilamani. Praveen Raj Masilamani, master student at University of Buffalo and Drones Lab thesis candidate. He is a passionate about humanoid robots, biology, and biomechanics. His works include CTR-funded human segmentation using PyTorch, MediaPipe, and Intel RealSense. He's also improved artificial limbs conducted by gait analysis, published in journals and inspired student at UB STEP. He is also the YP chair of the IEEE Buffalo session. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction.
Our sixth panelist, Anisha Uday Kumar. Anisha, an AI evangelist at Intel specializing in the Open Vino toolkit, is renowned for pioneering AI prototypes adopted by Google retail enterprises. Anisha's research on the next gen technology drives digital transformation for global clients. She is passionate about AI, extended reality, and 5G. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. And hello, everyone.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello,
Our
ma'am. Hello,
panelists bring a unique set of experience and expertise on the table of computer vision in various domains. And we are all eager to hear their thoughts. So, with that being said, I would love to hand over the stage. All up to you, sir.
Thank you, Harmeet. Thanks, Om. Am I audible properly?
yeah, sure. Yeah, sir.
I
You're
think,
audible.
Harmeet, your voice was breaking the last few minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody is audible.
thank you. Thank you, everyone. So, we are now moving into the fascinating world of computer vision. So, now everybody is talking about artificial intelligence. Today is the age of AI because we didn't have sufficient amount of data till date. Today, availability of data is not a problem, compute infrastructure is not a problem. So today is the age of AI. That's how people are actually reacting to it. But whenever we discuss about artificial intelligence, first of all, we have to understand the environment, and then only we can imitate the intelligence of human being. And in order to perceive the environment, as human, we have five sensors. Like we have touch sensor, we have vision sensor, speech sensor, we have auditory sensor. So including everything, we have five different sensors. Taste as a sensor, but vision is definitely most important, most complex, and most accurate sensor. I'm not telling that it is so accurate uh, that even Charles Darwin, in his Origin of Species book, he has described how vision system has evolved in human eyes. But finally, he has doubted himself, saying that it seems like it's absurd to highest possible degree that the vision system has evolved by natural selection. It is so well engineered system, human eye, and we are trying to imitate the human vision system, not only the eyes but also eye, uh, actually processing that vision through primary visual cortex. There are a lot of nerves, dorsal, ventral. So you're imitating the entire vision system of human in a computer, and we call it as computer vision. It is not only one camera and a processing device; it's a lot more than that. So happy to be part of this group with diversified field. Um, so we'll directly move into the discussion. So we have Praveen from Robotics, we have Anushka from Healthcare, we have Anisha from Vision Acceleration, which is a very, very important topic, and Vaskar from the ethics part of it. So why don't we start with retail itself? So somebody might feel that what is so big deal in retail? Can AI pitch into retail itself? So I think audience will be interested to understand how computer vision is actually helping the retail industry, specifically the problem of shrinkage. Shrinkage means when they're doing the stock checking, the amount left in their inventory and the amount sold, they are just calculating. They're seeing a gap of around 1 billion US dollar globally. It's huge amount, right? And most of the part is actually contributed by theft in the retail store. How computer vision can help to reduce this shrinkage? So I would request Praveen to throw some light on that. Praveen, I can't hear you. You are on mute.
Okay, yeah.
Uh,
Now is audible now?
Yes.
Yeah, can I come again with the question? No?
Okay. So I was talking about the retail shrinkage, uh, and major reason of retail shrinkage is theft at the store. So how computer vision is actually helping the retail customers to address these kind of issues, Praveen?
It's
Uh,
like
Hello,
today.
Anupa. I think like you are questioning this for me.
Oh, sorry, Arpit. Sorry. Yeah. Yes, it's for you,
Okay.
Arpit.
Yeah, so regarding the retail shrinkage, as you say that it is very concerning that we are seeing the 1 billion gap USD gap per year in the retail shrinkage. And as you say that there can be a multiple reason for that, that it can be the shoplifting that customers are picking up the product and leaving without paying. Also the employee thief that employee are like not intentionally but like giving out the product or discount to the some of the customers and doing that way like they are damaging the sales, and also the return fraud and administrator errors. So regarding all of this, like let's first look out the one which are on the floor, like shoplifting and employee thief. So shoplifting, like we can prevent the shoplifting by integrating the item level tracking with the item level tracking with computer vision system and integrate with the POS system. So let's assume that there are multiple cameras installed on the shop and we are tracking every person through both estimation, and we are also tracking the product he's picking up from the store to the actions he's picking up or putting back. And we have also the item detection algorithm, so we can detect the product he's picking from the store. So through this, if we integrate this system with the POS, like as the shopper like pick up some of the thing from the shelf, like we are adding that product into the virtual cart of that particular person, and at the time of checkout, like we'll be having a one virtual card that what product that particular customers has picked up throughout. And now we will be comparing this list with the product he's checkout, like comparing this list, and if there is any discrepancy between them, like we can say that uh, there is some mismatch, and we can raise the alert to the assistant or some shopkeeper that do check, or there may be the case of a potential threat or billing error. So
Excellent,
like
excellent. Thanks for throwing light on that. So, whenever it is a retail store, in some cases it is very real time critical, right? Some cases, say if you are lifting some item from the shop, I have to immediately throw the alert. But in some cases, it is not so. In case of gap scan or out of stock notification, inventory management, in those cases, probably it is not real time critical, right, Arpit? It can run in the cloud also, and it can be slower, right?
and through this we can also do in the real time as well, like because there are new models that are require less amount of time to do the
Hmm.
prediction. Even the
Okay,
object detection and post estimation we can do in real time, they will give a result in milliseconds. So it kind of
excellent.
it will take around 2-3 seconds to get the card, not more than that.
Correct. But if you have to understand whether the inventory is properly there or not, in a shelf you have multiple Coca-Cola bottles, whether that it is finishing or not, you don't need that information at millisecond level. Maybe every 10 minutes or every 15 minutes, if we check, that is
Yeah,
also
yeah,
good. So
yeah,
accordingly,
that's
we can
fine.
choose the right architecture. But in case of automotive, say I'm designing one autonomous vehicle, and that person can go and heat up that vehicle can go and heat a person if it is slow, correct, if it is not
Yes.
giving me output within
Yeah,
1 or 2 milliseconds. So in that case, I'll come to Anisha. You are working on vision acceleration, right?
Yeah, right.
So I will try to understand. I think our audience will be interested to also understand how are you actually designing the edge computing in the car, because you have power issues. You cannot spend a lot of power, and you have to give very accurate output. Ideally, 100% accuracy, because 1% drop itself is you're killing one person, right? In people detection module, and you have to be very fast. So can you throw some light on that, Anisha?
Yeah, so when you say like autonomous vehicle is a bus today, right? And we are also, talking more about edge computing in the last couple of years because it's a fascinating area, if you ask me. And particularly when it comes to real-time computer vision tasks, which is what is required for an autonomous vehicle when we talk
Correct.
about self-driving cars and so on. So when we imagine how a self-driving car, has to process there are a lot of things that is involved, like there's no driver in the first place and the car will have to think like how a human brain does. And it has to process road signs, signals, pedestrian movements, and so much more in real time. That's the most critical part, right? Everything has to be processed at edge and in real time. And if we are relying solely on the cloud, like even a tiny bit of latency can cause a huge damage, right? And the problem is like exponential. We cannot. It's unimaginable. So edge computing, it allows us for immediate localized data processing, especially. And this is where a lot of platforms or toolkits that are built specifically for AI acceleration comes in very very handy. So they optimize the models, like a lot of computer vision models, to run efficiently on edge devices. And it drastically reduces the latency and enhance the real-time decision making, like in milliseconds, not even in seconds, because even a few seconds of delay of response of the model would result in mishaps. So this is where the bandwidth cost and resource consumption also goes down, which is a boon for a lot of autonomous vehicles and self-driving cars and robotics, I would say.
Thank you, Anisha. I'll come to Anushka. So we understood the idea of time criticality. We understood the idea of performance, cost optimization, accuracy. Although they have trade-off, but there is another barrier, or I would say some consideration which you have to always think is the compliance. Especially, Anushka, you are working on healthcare domain, right? You're on mute.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So there are a lot of compliance checklists like HIPAA, GDPR. GDPR is General Data Protection Regulation. So if you are capturing some fundus image, the patient ID should not come on the image if you're storing and so on. So what do you think when you're designing any computer vision solutions? What kind of opportunities and challenges are you seeing in the healthcare domain, keeping this kind of compliances in consideration, Anushka?
Um, yeah, thank you for asking me this question. So, implementing a healthcare solution using computer vision presents both opportunities and challenges, reflecting the potential benefits and complexity of integrating this technology in healthcare system. So, while creating medical vision system for healthcare applications, so the approval of government regulatory institutions such as FDA are difficult. The parameter on which this institution test these systems and the set standards are difficult to meet consideration considering the current limitation of the technology. So, certification and compliances with regulation like HIPAA and GDPR are crucial consideration when implementing healthcare solutions using computer vision. So these regulations are designed to safeguard patient data and privacy. So compliance with regulation ensure that patient data is handled responsibly and leading to great responsibility and leading to greater patient trust and confidence in computer vision
Hmm.
application.
Right.
So they reflect a commitment to the ethical data handling and patient rights aligned with the healthcare industry values.
Sure, Anushka. So, what kind of future trend are you seeing in healthcare domain using computer vision?
Okay. So the future development and trend have been significant growth and innovation in the coming years. So, as working closely with medical professionals, healthcare AI researchers, and numerous companies in this sector. We can already see progress in various areas like early disease detection. It will continue to advance in their ability to detect diseases in early stages and can lead to effective treatments. And at the same time, efforts are being made to improve the quality, um, uh, to improve the quality and diversity of the medical data used to train computer vision models to reduce AI bias in the model training and development stage. So we are seeing a new generation of uh, like startups is building healthcare solutions for specific demographic and ethnic groups. So it will overcome unintentional bias in more direct way.
Okay, okay. Understood,
And
Anushka. So I was going through some of the literatures where people are talking about using even robotics in healthcare domain. Like they are talking about some autonomous surgery through robots and so on. So I would then come to Praveen. So Praveen, you are working in the robotics domain. So I, although I have started with the same introduction, like why computer vision is most important sensor when you are creating one intelligent system. And again, I will probably request you to throw some light on that. Why do you think so? What is your opinion about that? And do you have any feedback on this, like applying computer vision, robotics in healthcare? So, do you have any thought about that, Ravi? Two
Yeah.
questions I guess. So,
Okay. My voice is audible at first.
yes,
Everyone
yes,
able to
yes,
hear my
Ravi.
voice? Okay, that's good. So, surgical robots plays a very important role in
Right.
medical field in the future. Currently, there won't be much surgical robot, but I hope in the future, like next 20 to 30 years, surgical robot will plays a very important role because it will the accuracy of the surgery will be very important when you're handling with
Correct.
humans. It's very
Correct.
important.
Yes.
So humans will always do mistakes. That's acceptable.
Hmm.
Robots will also do mistakes. The thing is that like how much mistakes will do and how the mistakes will happen. So humans' accuracy will be less when compared to the machine accuracy because we will design a robot or design something to do a specific task. So the process of the operations or process of things will be faster and the rate will be the accurate. So especially in surgical things, the main and important thing of the surgical robot is like to establish the standards. Standards plays a very important role. Some government or some association need to approve the robot so that it will come to the market as soon as possible. Mostly like European Union, if the European Union approves the robot, it will be acceptable all over the globe. A lot of research was going in the surgical robot as of now. Like I was able to see like tremendous amount of funding was implemented in the surgical robot field. But we are not able to see the robot in the medical industry because most of the robot was not yet approved so far because they are fearing like if some kind of mistakes was happen, they will need to improve the things for the future industries. So, for example, Neuralink, everyone know that Neuralink is working on implanting the chip on the backside of your brain. Recently, they get approved for implanting the chip in the humans. They have been in trial for until 2016, like from
Okay.
2016 to 2023. It's almost
Mm-hmm.
around 8 years. They tried to get approval to test it in the humans. So
Mm-hmm.
surgical, whenever the model or computer vision thing, you need to implement it in the human, like directly with the surgery, like which will get contact with the human. The rate of approval will be takes very long time. So that's the lag in the human thing. So it need to what I can say, it need to do a lot of trials before it come to the implementation stage.
Right. Right.
Most of the things was in trial. Like I visited a lot of research laboratory which was in US. So they are all in the trial states, but they're testing animals, but they're not in the human stage. It will take some time. I hope like it will take around next 7 to 8 years at least to be in touch with the humans. So probably we can expect some surgical robots in next 10 years in India.
Excellent, Praveen. Thanks for the description. And my first question was very basic ones. Why do you think other sensors are not that effective with respect to computer vision? So you can have a multiple choice, right? Camera, ultrasonic, infrared. So different kind of sensors are coming up, IoT sensors. So why do you think computer vision is so important?
Yeah, I can answer this with the thing which you said previously. Computer vision is like a camera processing the images. Is like a human eye for a robot. As eyes is important for humans, robot need an eye. So we need to fix cameras to for the vision. Um the image you will get a lot of details when compared to other sensors. That's a very important thing. For example, lidar sensors is a most frequently used sensors in the recent industries. If you compare the lidar sensor with the image thing, the amount of detail which you're extracting from the image is much more when compared to the lidar sensors.
Correct.
You can able to extract lot of details like uh, in the range of pixels. If you open the lidar data, the everything is in the cloud points, is in the 3D points. So the data broken will be much more. And for example, if you're taking an object, for example, I have this remote. If you try to scan this remote using the lidar sensor, the first I try to scan the same object for 10 times. For every 10 times, the data will be different from the data which you collected before. But if you compare with the image details, every 10 times the data which was there in the image is nearly same. So we can able to identify the things much faster, much easier in the image when compared to the other sensor data. That's why most of the research was happening in images. But I can say that other sensor I was not able to say like other sensors was not that much helpful. These are helpful in some ways, the in the place where integration plays a matter.
Excellent.
So
So just to
that,
add, Praveen, so LIDAR is excellent in providing the distance information. Say if a car is being driven, where exactly is the obstacle, where exactly is the ego vehicle, where exactly is the next car. LIDAR is very good about that.
yeah, of course.
So camera is excellent in recognizing object. So LIDAR can tell there is a person here, but it cannot say, or there is an obstacle here. But computer vision can say this is Praveen or this is Bhaskar.
Yeah,
So that is
exactly.
the strength. And computer vision also, you can add 3D vision system. So like our eyes, we have two eyes. So we can replace it by stereo. Again, two eyes or two cameras. That
Yeah,
can create disparity. And you can just check if you close one eye, the entire scene will be shifted in one side. If you close another eye, the entire scene will shift in the other side. And that is actually uh, non-linearly proportional with respect to distance. So if you know the mathematics, we can understand where the distance is from the camera also. But again, LIDAR is better in distance measurement than camera. But in recognition, camera is excellent. That's why sensor fusion is coming up. We are fusing multiple sensors to take decision. That's what Praveen was also mentioning, that we are
exactly.
not saying that we'll discard something and we'll take one. We are fusing multiple stuff using all their positive points. Thanks, Praveen, for the point.
Sure.
I'll come to Bhaskar now. So we were discussing about GDPR with Anushka. So there are a lot of such considerations, right? The ethical considerations uh, when it comes to especially the private data or personal data. So when I was also deploying computer vision solutions to my customers, TCS customers to different industry verticals, especially in Europe, it's a huge problem, right? If there is a camera in a store, it will definitely capture face. So have you come across to that, and what kind of ethics considerations we should have? How should we actually implement computer vision considering all those ethical considerations? Bhaskar, if you can throw some light on
Yes. So, like, there are some consideration we can consider. One, let me state some of them. So, like, one thing will be like consent. So, basically, like the users, like, from whom the data is captured, they should be aware that they are capturing their data, and they should like the company should have consent from them. That means their permission that we are using your data and we are using for these purposes. So we need your approval. So that's one thing we should take. And second thing is like transparency. Like there should be a transparency in like data collection, processing, and using very computer applications. So we have to include not just stakeholders like and also the general public. So that we can have like different opinions, like what data needs to be corrected and all this stuff. Like something will be like a purpose limitation. So like the data is connected and analyzed by computer vision, so that it should be only for the purpose, like for the what purpose you are taking the data, so only that purpose you have to use it. And something can be like security. If you are connecting the data of the users, the company should provide the security, so that there should be no like kind of zero day,
Unauthorized
like
access to the data.
yeah, unauthorized access. So these kind of things you should be there. And also the company should be accountable. Like if they are using their data, they should be accountable, like for if in case some wrong goes. Okay, they should have some kind of revenue, so that the customers for which the people for which it has been gone wrong, they can contact and somehow they can rectify the mistakes. And also the impact analysis has to be done. So like what are the positive impacts, what are the negative impacts, what can go wrong, and also the implications are like what privacy, autonomy, all those stuff. And also like it has to be like on a public good. So the common goal should be, it should be the welfare of society. And also like it can also be like public engagement, like ways diverse stakeholders should be taken into picture, like a general public and different diverse groups, so that they can have like what are their values, what are their ethics, so what can go wrong, like they have like complete picture. And also like global consideration also should be taken, like it should be like sensitive to the culture, social, geographic variation. So our algorithm should be sensitive as per the requirements. And also something like it has to be with the regulatory compliance. Okay, it has to follow some ethical standards, and it should follow the rules. And also something like education awareness, so that like we have to be like education awareness like a two side. One is like we have to that the developers and the stakeholder, they should be uh, education regarding the bias, fairness, like all this stuff. Not just them, also the public, general public. So these
Okay.
are the how it is used, like all this stuff.
Thanks, Bhaskar. So if I am capturing some video data in a store, and if they don't know that I'm capturing their face, while streaming the data to cloud or my edge compute device, if I just blur the face automatically, it's called as smart redaction. Will that suffice the GDPR requirement?
Uh, so like so that will be comes under autonomy. So basically, we're trying to separate the customer, separate the user from personal
No, because we are
identification.
not capturing human faces, right? Identity revealing stuff we are actually not capturing. So in that case, is it okay from ethical point of view? That's my question.
uh, like it's, I think it's not okay, because even though user were capturing the information, they should be aware, like they are the
Okay.
part of it.
They
So
should
it will
give
be
some
like
consent that I'm entering this particular store. This store is under CCTV surveillance, and
yes.
you are okay. Okay, got it. Thank you, Bhaskar. So he was talking about autonomy. So I'll come back to again, Praveen. So what kind of autonomy or automation are you seeing in all the industry verticals? It can be automotive, it can be travel, transport, hospitality, logistics, retail, healthcare. So what is your experience? What is your observation, Praveen? And how
Mostly,
in terms of scalability? So it is not in terms of proof of concept, in terms of scalability. Sorry, go
okay.
ahead.
The thing with compute, when we are talking about the implementing the computer vision or automating the things, the major thing comes to the matter is budget, like for the company. So whether it will save some money or it will increase some money for the company, that's a major question the company will think. Because whenever we are implementing some computer vision models or something, automating something, at first scale it will affect the low scale employees, like low scale wage people, so whom they are earning little wage when compared to white collar job or blue collar jobs. It will mostly affect the black collar job, for example delivering stuff autonomously. So first they will comparing the budget, like how it will whether it will save money or it will increase the money. Most of the companies they know whether it is they know the feasibilities of implementing the model, but even though they won't implement in some of the places because the feasibility of implementing the model, implementing
Right.
something autonomously, but it will consume more money when compared to paying
Hmm.
fewer employees.
Got it.
Some
I will
places
ask the
it
same
doesn't
question
matter.
to even Anisha. Sorry to cut you, Praveen,
No
because
problem.
she was talking about even vision acceleration, autonomy. So I will ask the same question even to Anisha. What kind of trends are you seeing in the industry? So now it's a era of digital transformation. So and what kind of challenges are you seeing? What kind of opportunities are you seeing in agriculture, retail, transportation, healthcare? If you can throw some light, Anisha.
Yeah. Sure. I guess, now with advancement of, AI, we have like so much more handy happening, and the advancement is exponential, right? So especially in healthcare sector, like one of them discussed on that in detail as well. Um, we have immense potential of, AI driven computer vision uh, area there. So we utilize a lot of AI accelerators in these kind of industries, especially in healthcare, where medical professionals can now augment their diagnostics acumen, or like particularly in radiology or in other sectors where you scan X-rays and so on. These models assist by identifying and flagging potential anomalies in imaging data such as X-rays and MRIs and so on. So here, if you ask me, accelerating but these kind of crucial diagnostic processes and enhancing accuracy, this is particularly impactful in early detection of conditions of diseases like cancer and so on.
Hmm.
And when we transition similarly to automotive industry, as you mentioned, for example, Tesla is the well-known self-driving technology we all hear on everyday news. It encapsulates the criticality of real-time decision making,
Correct.
which is again clubbed or coupled by AI and computer vision. So these technologies processes vast amount of visual data in real time to navigate road safely. And this the data amount is so huge that processing it in real time is a major challenge or a roadblocker many a times. So this real time processing and decision making, coupled with AI acceleration platforms, we have many toolkits that can accelerate processes like post and pre development of these kind of AI models. Um, the entire autonomous vehicle ecosystem, will be able to drive towards a safer and more efficient future. Like whatever we are facing as a downside now can be addressed soon with a lot of LLMs and generative AI coming into
Right,
picture
right.
these days. And
Now,
then,
large language
again, when
models are being implemented even in all the domains. It is not only restricted to
almost
language.
and the
Right.
growth has been like unbelievable, right? Just few
Exactly.
months we just got to know what chat gpt is, and like
Correct.
fast forward few months
Right.
everything is done on generative AI. So
So
it's already
how will
there.
you differentiate between generative AI and traditional AI? If I ask you, Anisha.
So yeah, so if you take the traditional AI, it, we train the model. There's like requirement of
Mostly it is
large
dependent on
data sets.
supervised learning. That's what you are saying. Mostly it is dependent on
Yeah.
supervised learning. Yeah.
Yes, yes. That's so. If you ask me, it has made developers' life easier. Generative AI model,
Right.
they don't have to take the hassle of understanding what the model architecture is, what need to be fed in, and so on. Now we have generative AI model. You can just plug in and then directly use. Previously, developers just break their head,
Yeah.
understanding the intricacies of every point of model development, and that has been solved in a huge way. The other
Will you
downside, I
say it
would
is zero
say,
training or reduced training? Will you say it is zero training? Zero training also you'll get some output, I agree. But if you give some
no,
minimal
I
training,
wouldn't say.
okay.
My point was not. I mean, we still train generative AI models, but the thirst of, or the run behind huge set of data set has reduced to a great level, because
Correct.
stable diffusion, you just have to give a text prompt, and
Right.
anyone in the industry, across industry, can just get visual stunning, be it like media, or like anyone else, or artists, for example. They just have to give a text prompt, and you get visual, which is like which unimaginable when we are like training a traditional AI
Sure.
model, which was like present previously. So yeah, it has come a long way.
Sure. You were discussing about the medicinal field, early detection of disease. There is another field, as a personalized medicine, which has huge impact on the treatment plan as well. So I think Anisha has left. Okay, I think she has some issues. Sorry. So I was trying to understand the future of personalized medicine using computer vision. Nevertheless, so Praveen, what do you think in automation, especially in smart cities and all? How are you seeing computer vision coming up? How is it helping this kind of problems in smart cities? Even also probably infrastructure related stuff, worker safety. So there are different areas where robotics is also coming up really well. Praveen.
Yep. Mostly related to smart cities, like what I can say, like making the robot autonomous places matters. And currently, the budget allocation for smart cities is going down
Oh, is it?
because yeah, because of the economic recession. So they try to save the money, like in the future projects. They are
Mhm.
spending monies in the project which was going currently. Most of the
Okay.
companies. That's why like a lot of companies laid over ML engineers from different companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook, because they stopped some of the research funding for the future researchers.
Mm-hmm.
But it will again come up because smart cities is something which was important in the future. Um, Mostly related to computer vision things are like a CV is everywhere. I can say whenever you're using your phone, whatever data you're consuming, that will always use it to train the model. But a lot of regulations is putting by the government as of now. So regarding smart cities, I don't have much idea because whatever I am reading currently, they are not even with the biggest scholars or whomever they are doing.
Okay.
They're
In case
spending.
of navigation or object manipulation or interaction with human,
Hmm.
how robotics actually.
That is really great. Like human interactions plays a good things. Like I can share you a good example with this thing
Sure.
because when whatever companies they release their products, the interaction with human that affect the companies a lot. For example, recently, like 3 or 4 months ago, there was an accident happened by the Tesla car. Like the driver put the Tesla in the self-driving, so the car was driven by the car itself, not by the person who sat inside the car. He slept inside the car, and the car hit the truck which was ahead of the car. This incident was happened in Japan, and Tesla was almost fined a very huge amount for this incident because this is a small mistake, but it was interactive with the human. If a
Correct.
life losses happened because of the incident happened by the computer error or the error which was occurred by the non-human interactions, the company need to pay a lot. So
Right.
this thing every company will take into the considerations. Like I personally worked with the robot dog, like you see in the Boston Dynamic robot dog, the name Spot, the yellow one. So we tried to make the robot dog walk towards the staircase.
Hmm.
It walked up, but unfortunately, because of the slippery in the floor,
Hmm.
it fell down. It
Hmm.
hit the person who used the remote in the bottom. It was an error because of humans. Like we did this error, but we
Okay.
had to file the incident because whenever the damage happened to the robot dog as well as the human, we have to file the incident.
Correct. Got it. See,
That is,
Asimov
yeah.
has given three principles in robotics, right? Asimov's three principles. So you all are aware of that. So it should not
Yeah.
hurt anyone, it should hurt itself. So when we are discussing about Tesla car, it was coming to my mind. So are we still
Mhm.
honoring those three principles, Praveen? I think
I
yes,
thought it
right?
was outdated. I thought it was outdated because technology is always day to day need to be updated because
But
every
those
day.
principles are very meaningful. They are saying that you should not hurt human. So you can listen to human, but if I'm asking a robot to go and murder Praveen, then he should not.
Incidents may
Uh,
happen.
yeah.
Incident will happen always. That is unavoidable. The thing
Mm.
which we can avoid is like how can we prevent the incidents? We prevent the incidents. That plays a matter because incidents will happen always. Like whenever we also drive, we will unfortunately or unfortunately will hit someone without sense of mind. Like what I can say, like. Mistakes will happen always. The thing is that
Mm.
like how fast you learn from the mistakes that plays an important role. So after the Tesla incident, Tesla take like 2 or 3 days to reply for this incident because they checked all the data in the Tesla car, which was almost around 15 terabytes of data.
Mhm.
Then they reply back to the incident companies. But even though they got fined a lot of amount, so
Got it.
mistakes will happen a lot of times. Like mistake is unavoidable. So the very important thing is that like how you learn from the mistakes and
You should not
what.
design principle like that. Mistakes are okay, but you should not. Mistakes are okay in some cases. In some cases, even that is also dangerous. So Anushka, I will come back to you. I asked a question that time. Unfortunately, you were not there. So the question was related to personalized medicine and its impact in the treatment plan. So can you let us know how computer vision is helping there?
Yeah. So, personalized medicine is basically medical therapy or even prevention that are carefully adapted to a particular individual. So it has been around for like quite some time, but very broadly. So as early example of personalized medicine that has been around for almost 2 decades is breast cancer. So, treatment in which patients receive chemotherapy based on certain genes mutation. So, with the advancement in technology, computer vision play a crucial role in personalized medicine by leveraging image and data analysis, which brings impact to treatment plans for individual patients. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, in oncology, computer vision can analyze the genetic and uh, molecular characteristics of patients' tumor, which helps oncologists select the most appropriate therapies. So by identify specific genetic mutation, personalized treatment plans uh, can be provided to the tumor unique characteristics. So hence it maximize the chance of success and minimize the side effects.
Excellent.
Yeah. Uh, and in addition, computer vision can track changes in patient condition over time by analyzing the medical images. So this allows healthcare providers to get outcomes and impact of treatment and make necessary adjustments. So, for example, in cancer treatment, so it
Mm-hmm.
can help determine whether tumor is responding to chemotherapy or uh, radiation therapy. So, also like for selecting the drug, uh, computer vision can analyze a patient medical history and genetic information and treatments to recommend the most suitable medication and
Got it.
dosage. So these personalized approach minimize the
Okay.
uh, risk of adverse reaction and ensure
Got
that patient receive the most effective treatment.
Right, right, right. Personalized. Thanks, Anushka. So when Anushka was talking about the data, so I was little worrying about the diversity and inclusivity of the data in terms of ethics, in terms of designing a computer vision solution. So Bhaskar, can you educate us on that term? How the inclusivity or and diversity is actually important when we talk about data used in computer vision, data set curation, model development. Bhaskar?
Yes. So diversity is very needed. So when developing the computer vision models, so basically, like if you see the diversity, it should be very diverse and inclusive. Because once the data is diverse, it will capture the all the different minorities also. For example, suppose you say if your data is having multiple groups of customers, group of people, and some groups they have a lot of data, and some groups there are very less data. So what happens in this case is it will predict the accuracy will be good in data with which there is a lot of data. But in the case of minority, it may not give the proper accuracy because the data is, itself is very less. So because of it, what happens is like let's take some examples. Some examples like racial bias. Okay, so suppose if like data for the male is more compared to the female, so it may misidentify the female into male or vice versa. So if this kind of cases happen, it might reach to some kind of unexpected situations, such as like maybe like a false arrays or it depending upon the use case. Or let's say one more example like gender bias, or like skin tone. For example, if the person has a dark skin tone, and
Mhm.
most of the cases they may identify him as criminal. Like so, those kind of situations has already occurred previously in the past also. So because of that, it will impact the trust of the people. Okay, the model, the
Right.
company which is generating it. So that will be very serious issue. So we have to,
Understood.
and something like so in order to mitigate it, we have to use something like ethical compliance. So we have to
Mm.
do auditing of the algorithm so that the ethical compliance are maintained, and it also be like transparency also has to be there so that we'll be well versed to handle the situations.
Sure, Oscar. Thanks, thanks. So, Arpit, in retail, there is a concept called as planogram that will actually help you to optimize the placement of the products in different shelf in a retail store. Probably you should put produce item next to milk item. Probably you should put bread next to jam and so on. So, how
Yes.
computer vision is actually helping in store layout optimization, product placement
Okay.
strategies?
So if we go like where the retailers are being laid, like being in the competition, e-commerce are taking over the retailer, and they have advantages that they are getting the customer insight that what kind of preference they are selecting, and they can target the individual person through advertisement because they have their kind of data. So in the retail, like they don't have that kind of data, so like they cannot target specifically. So on that, like as you said that. We can use the heat map. So during the customer journey, Leah, we are tracking the customer whole
Are
journey,
you
and we
using
are
overhead? Sorry, are you using overhead 360 view camera, fisheye lens camera, or a bullet camera for heat map creation?
it's a like RVP camera, and it's not 360, it's a 180, and based on the area it's cover, and it also
It
based
means
on
it's a
the
fisheye lens. It will have some distortion. It is on overhead, right? On the
yeah,
ceiling.
yeah.
Correct? Okay. Yeah. Got it.
It
Yeah.
like it will be depend that what kind of self position are there, and based on that we have to see that that there must be at least two camera per particular location, so like we can get the two views. So like if
So
one
it's
view
an
gets
overlap. It's a
observed.
minimum 40% overlap, you're saying.
Yes, yes.
So that you can
And
track people, you can count
yeah,
people, you can create heat map. Okay.
like it's kind of like anyway, like if person want to like do any kind of tip, then they can perform like let's say they can observe the both of the view and then they can tag it. So
Mm.
that is the kind of thing that needs to be investigated. But regarding the heat map, you were saying that uh, as customer is going through the his journey, like we are tracking them, and based on that data we can generate the heat map, like whole
Mm.
floor heat map, and we can see that that which shelf or actually like a particular customer's favorite, and we can target the particular marketization or particular product over there to promote that product, or let's say like to boost the sales. And also same like uh, from the shelf, like we can get the idea that on the which time the customer's inflow is better, like on the afternoon or on the evening, or if we like analyze the all year data, we can also get the seasonal data that on this particular
Yeah,
season
the
or
heat,
with this
heat map
particular
is fine,
day.
but how will you change the layout? How will you
Yeah, so
decide where to put what?
based on this data that we are collecting through the computer vision, it can be 2D map where we are getting the traffic in the SLA, and it can be 3D also, that on which particular shelf customers are
Okay.
picking up the product. So
Okay.
based on that data, we can change the marketing strategy and change the product layout, like which shelf needs to be placed where. If there is uh, a marketing campaign needs to be done, then where it should be set up. And based on that 3D data, we can prioritize the location of the product, like it will be on the first shelf, second shelf, or third shelf, like based on the data. Like after analyzing the data, we can modify the layout and also the shelf, like where the product need to be placed.
Excellent. Excellent. Sure. So I'll again come back to Praveen. So Praveen, in robotics, when you are actually designing some robotic system, you are adding some 3D depth sensor as well. So now I'm talking about 3D depth sensor. It can be vision based 3D depth sensor, or pure IR, LIDAR, radar kind of sensors as well, proximity sensors as well. So when you're designing that, and finally the customers, you are creating some disaster management system. What kind of scopes are you seeing? So it can be search and rescue mission, it can be disaster response, using lot of sensors. How are you utilizing multiple sensors, especially 3D, and what kind of scopes are you seeing in this domain? Because it's very important
Yeah,
for search and rescue.
yes, exactly. This is a really good topic, and I hope it will be very hot in next 2 or 3 years, because I was able to see a lot of research papers getting published in this topic. Like IROS is happening for next 2 to 3 days. Like I able to see like 70% of papers was based on this topic. That much very hot topic of this year. So adding a sensors or sensor integrations, you will get diversity of data, as Bhaskar told. You will increase the diversity when compared to images. You will add some other things mixed together, so you'll get a good output. Just like a cricket match, like instead of giving openers as a two right-hand batsmen, you can go with one left-hand and right-hand batsman. So you will cover the entire field of cricket. So the very important thing is like adding a sensor. The area which you adding the sensor plays a matter. For example, like in Tesla, I can say that leader plays very important role when compared to cameras, because you are able to or you are going to find the distance. That plays a matter when compared to the cameras. So their lidar sensor is very costlier when compared to the cameras. If you are going for facial recognitions or recognizing the people, camera plays a matter when compared to the lidar sensors. So your camera need to have a bigger accuracy, like bigger pixel when compared to lidar sensors. You can add some small lidar sensor, which will be useful for very small kind of applications. But you need to use a camera with good qualities. Like for example, I will prefer to go with full HD images, because then only you'll get some good details from the images. So the place where you're going to applying the concept or applying the technology, the the area of view plays a matter, like which sensors you are going to use. If you're adding too much sensor, that will add you a headache, because you will get lot of data. You need to process lot of data. Again, it will end up with a computing space. You need to purchase a bigger computing space. It will increase the size of the robot, so it will be overweight. So you need to be very concise, like what kind of sensors you're going to use for what kind of applications. Applications is very important. So that detailing study need to be very important. I can say that things.
Sure. Anisha, there are a lot of discussion about AutoML, NAS in AI accelerated system design. So, first of all, can you, for the benefit of the new joinees who are trying to build their career in this domain, for the benefit of them, can you describe what are they and how are they helping in accelerated computer vision solutions?
Yeah, yeah, sure. So with when it comes to the architecture, neural architecture search, which is NAS and AutoML, uh, first of all, they're like very groundbreaking in the sense that they automate one of the most intricate aspect of machine learning, right? We'll be able to find the most optimal model architecture for whatever application we are building based on the requirement. So this automation is like very, very critical in having an expert system, at need that can help us find the most best architectural permutations to pinpoint the most efficient way with which we can, achieve certain tasks in hand for which we are building or trying to solve the problem for. And the beauty of this automation is, it lies in democratizing this entire AI process. So, what happens is we try to alleviate the necessity for deep expertise in these kinds of model tuning. And with which what happens is we kind of try to open the doors for AI development in broader spectrum for any kind of solution building or across organizations. And when it is coupled or like when we try to move towards accelerating these kind of development, we try to bring in all aspects of AI here, right? Um, when I say acceleration, it doesn't stop over there. Just with model architecture optimization, the entire development cycle, we need to provide that boost in speed when it comes to AI inference in real time. So as a developer, we try to channel the focus towards building these kind of projects, knowing the architecture search. It's being handled very efficiently, and that's more important when we actually build a real business solutions. So we saw a lot of examples in healthcare and retail and so on. So when we or like club these kind of automated optimization with a lot of platforms that is available for accelerating AI. Uh, Again, what we do is we try to amplify the rapidity and efficiency of deploying AI solutions, and which is what is crucial. Deploying AI solutions for business is the most critical part that most of the industries is dealing with. And once we have this optimized architecture in hand, with the help of course, NAS or AutoML, we kind of bring in AI accelerated tools, right, to step in to facilitate streamlined or smooth deployment of these models, particularly at edge environments, especially in healthcare. Edge, computation or edge deployment. Edge AI is a very critical process because you cannot bring in more power consuming or like heavy computational machines
True.
or AI deployments in place. So all of this clubbed together with edge environments is like key, I would say. And it significantly shortens the time from model deployment development to deployment, I would say. And furthermore, when I say like a rapid deployment, it also means that the feedback loop is as well shortened here, and we'll be able to quickly gauge the performance of the application in real world scenario, and get valuable insights out of this. And that's how everything together put into the ecosystem of AI helps us to accelerate the entire journey, and right from the scratch to deployment of AI models.
Thanks, Anisha. You again brought out the point of healthcare industry. So I will again come back to Anushka. So when you're designing healthcare solution, Anushka, according to your experience, What kind of challenges are you facing integrating with the existing system or the existing workflow? Some healthcare providers need to accept your computer vision solution or AI solution, integrate to their system and their workflow. So, any challenges?
So yeah, while implementing like healthcare solution using computer vision, so both there are challenges that reflect the potential benefits and complexity. So even though the accuracy of like medical vision system is quite like impressive, it's not perfect. So, computer vision system in medical image still gives false negative and false positive. So, while analyzing medical image of life-threatening diseases, such inaccuracy can be quite consequences. So, like one key reason for this weakness is uh, current computer vision system is the difficulty in collecting the medical data. So due to like its highly sensitive nature, so medical data is difficult to gather for medical training purpose. So and also like gathering the data, the annotation it requires the annotation. So the and this annotation part is also responsible. So one of the key reasons for this weakness is current computer vision system is difficulty in collecting like medical data due to its highly sensitive like nature. So and every human has different like shape and size of organs. Therefore, it is very difficult or almost impossible to create a training model which can cover all the this variation.
Yeah, Anushkan, can you give us some example where you have incorporated feedback from patient in your computer vision system?
Yeah. So, patient feedback is like essential for the development, improvement, and responsible deployment of this technologies. So, healthcare institutions that actively seek patient input can create solutions that are more effective and like aligned with patient expectations. So, understanding patient concerns and addressing them through system enhancement can help build trust and confidence in computer vision driven solutions. So, like patient feedback can guide the development of privacy feature, decision on transparency and data sharing policy that align with patient expectation and legal requirements. And it is also essential for development and improvement.
Can you give us
And
one example, Anushka? Can you give us one example of a system where student feedback played very important role? One example.
okay,
Any
so
one healthcare solution. You can think about this. I will come back. So I'll go to retail again. Uh, so what kind of mm, future are you seeing, Arpit, in retail industry in terms of consumer experience, store associate experience improvement?
So yes,
There are a lot of
as I
digital
said,
signages are coming up, right, Arpit? So digital
yes.
signages, smart digital signages, they're interacting with people. So
Yes.
I have visited with my wife and kid, and it has offered me two large burgers and one small burger in a shop. I was
Okay.
amazed. It understood that two adults and one kid is there, and it has given me
Okay.
some offer also. So it said that two plus one free.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So
yeah,
uh,
go ahead.
on that, like as you said, like that with the computer vision, like we are already collecting the data, and it is a like case of the privacy that we are collecting the like data associated with the person identity that you particularly having this kind of interest, but we are doing the same on the e-commerce side. So that's the thing. And on this like while collecting this data, as you said that on the future wise, like I can see that this self checkout and automated checkout, like so on the automated checkout I can say you go into the store, you pick up the things you want and you will check out and will
Like
send you the
Amazon
cart.
Go,
Yeah.
like
And
Amazon Go.
on the same thing, like we can use the self checkout over there. There is a one POS. You have to put the product over there, and there is a camera fitted over and will generate the bill. And so these are the two way, and these two kind of technologies penetrating into the retail
But
sector
both
right
of them
now.
will bring in a lot of theft also, Arpit, right? As outside
Yes.
effect. In self checkout, there are a
So
lot of thefts happening. Ticket
so
switch, non
mainly
scan, partial
uh,
scan.
like that is the one reason that it is not being implemented at large scale in India, but you can see
Correct.
the penetration of this in the USA or UK,
There are
even in the
thieves in
Singapore.
UK
Yeah.
also. I myself have seen that in
Yeah.
Manchester. So
So
in front of me, there are a lot of thefts happen at the self checkout machine,
so
non-payment, partial scan. Yeah.
on the same I say that we can like connect this system with the POS, and we can check out is there any discrepancy between the virtual cart and the product that being checked out. Also, like as you said, like there will be the case, and like people are working on that how to like completely stop
Sure,
that, because
sure.
although like people are implementing some of the thing, but if the intention of the customer is not to be like that nice, like it can like tweak the system and do so like
Correct. So we are talking about theft too much. So I will move to another direction. So I liked Praveen's thought process about business. So he is always concerned. We all should be concerned about business, actually. So Praveen was always telling that this is not making too much money, and always we should think about customers' priority, what is actually saving them some money or uh, improving the revenue. So Arpit, if I ask you to give us some example where you could see some revenue improvement by adding computer vision solution in retail, so can you give us some of the examples of that sort?
yes. So mainly right now the major player in the retail sector like Walmart and Amazon mainly have deployed the solution into that. And if I go with the static, so Walmart have said that they have reduced the waiting time by 40%. So
Okay,
like in the bigger
so they
shop,
have
like
queue
there is.
management solution, is it? They have automated queue
Yes.
management solution.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah, so one can use the queue management. So in which like we are tracking the queue, like how many person are there and what is the waiting time for individual person. And if there is a more waiting time, then we can notify the like shopkeeper to open the new queue, or like we can manage to do the self checkout, or anyway like we can reduce the queue time and reduce the overall time. So this way like customer overall experience for the shopping will increase. And regarding the dwelling time, like people don't have to wait on the long queue. So
Hmm.
these are the
Hmm.
two things. And regarding the deployment, as I said that Walmart and Amazon Go are deploying this solution overseas, not in India, and they are getting the like overall good customer experience. And on the profit wise, like I don't have a particular specific number that how much
Sure.
advantage they are getting, but yeah, they are getting the advantages.
There are retail safety also another point. I'll come back to you, Arpit. So
Okay.
I want to discuss with Vaskar, then I'll come back to you about retail safety. So Vaskar, in the international arena, different country will have different ethics and compliance, right? Vaskar.
Yes.
So can you
So
discuss? Yeah.
yeah, so like if you see for internationally, let's take for example Europe. So
Hmm.
Europe has something called GDPR,
Correct.
which is like general data production regularization. So like
Right.
it established like some standards such as like the rights for data eraser, data portability, and explanation of automated decisions. So like in Europe, like they strong emphasis on like human rights, privacy, data protection in the context of AI and computer vision. If you see
Mhm.
like let's take other country about USA. US has more fragmented approach. Like it has like federal rules and also the state wise.
Mhm.
State wise can be some example like you see the California like CCPA, like California Consumer Protection Act. So like so for different let's take one more example, China. Okay, China has something like PAPN and data security law. And if you see like different countries, they have like different opinions and like, they have different kind of computer laws. Let's see for India itself. If you see India has something like a Digital Personal Data Protection Act. I think in
Okay.
August 2023 they have given this law. So as per this yard, like we have the every user have the right to access this information, and also like if there is any mistakes they can correct it, and they also have the right to erase the data. So what
Good.
this Yak tell is uh, like like it's based upon the digital information. So it can be both online and offline. If it is digitized, then it is like a price. Okay, the main purpose is like processing of digital personal data and respect the individual rights to protected data. So it also gives a clarity on
Mhm.
like how corporation can use the individual data, and it also outlines like the company's responsibility regarding the data processing. So these are like different countries has like different kind of rules, but like mostly the common is like based upon the ethics and
Got it.
bias.
Got it.
Yes.
So, very recently, in some US store, there was some fruit juice spillage on the floor, and there was some accident. So, some customer came and he slipped and broke the leg, and there was huge fine to the store. Okay, so that's when retail safety comes into the picture, Arpit. So, what is your thought process to handle retail safety using computer vision? So we have plant safety, that's okay. Worker safety, whether they're wearing PPE or not, or whether they're holding the handrail or
Yes.
not, body postures. But how can you handle that in retail, where it is a little different scenario, right? And fruit juice, even
Yeah.
water also can be there, which is transparent. How will you handle that
So, as you said that we can detect the person if person is fall or not, and then we can alert the
before falling?
uh,
You have to test.
yes. Then on the same like we can also detect that is there any uh, like kind of fight kind of situation, or the people who are having a fight. So like that can we
Ah,
can detect and alert the
yeah, we can
shopkeeper or
detect.
anyway.
Yes. Ah, ah.
And same we can also detect that someone is misbehaving with the cashier or some other person. And
No,
uh,
that lady was 80-year-old lady, so she was
okay.
innocent. She was not fighting with anyone.
Okay,
It
yeah.
just fell down because of the fruit juice spillage. So it was
So
a problem of the store
on
associate only.
that, to eliminate that, like we can train the models to detect the things that are fallen onto the store, and then we can notify the same to the shopkeeper to pick up the
Yeah. So
pick
there
up the
can be
something where it is.
anything of any color, of any shape. It can be solid object, semi-transparent
Yes.
object, and transparent object. So do you think training would be there? So I am asking this question to everyone, just our discussion. So do you think in this case training is the right way, or you should do something else like anomaly detection, where you can learn the pattern statistics of the floor and empty region, and then understand if something is deviating from that. Somebody else wants to try that. How to solve this problem of retail safety? Anyone?
One thing I can think of is like during
Yeah.
the training itself, we have to incorporate some data. Like we have to create some kind of simulations. Like
No, but that's
to
not
create.
sufficient. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what might fall down, right? I cannot simulate if I don't know.
No,
So that's why I was
like
talking about anomaly.
artificial. Like maybe we can like simulation in the sense like not with
Okay.
the original data. We may not have the real data. We
Mm.
can create some kind of new data. Think of some
Right.
use cases. What might happen, and we can create artificial and introduce into the training data.
Okay.
So
Mm.
so that kind of thing might help.
Sure. Anisha, whenever we are optimizing some model so that it can run on the edge, so that it can give better performance, we end up doing some kind of pruning in the deep neural network, moving from 232 to so int to float, and so
Mhm.
we are doing a lot of technically. Finally, we are reducing the number of floating point operations, so which is finally impacting the accuracy, correct? So
Yeah.
TensorFlow Lite, TensorRT, you all know what I'm talking about. So my question is, how are you handling this trade-off between accuracy and performance? It's a tough question for all of us, including
Yeah.
me. Hmm.
Yeah. I guess you pointed out right? Because we keep talking about how we are optimizing the model for better performance. And when it comes to, optimizing, we do certain techniques like, as you mentioned, like pruning or fusing the convolution layers or so on. And we try to, what happens on a high level is we are trying to reduce the model size, trying to reduce the unnecessary nodes from whatever neural
Number of
network that we
variable
have.
parameters you're
Yeah,
reducing.
and so on. And that's how we are optimizing. And of course, there's a question of compromising on accuracy. For example, like you don't if you ask me, like if you have a PyTorch model or a TensorFlow model and you're optimizing it to either floating point 32 or FP16, my observation is you do not compromise much on accuracy. Of course, there will be accuracy drop, but it'll be very, very minimal. So consider
Okay.
a scenario where like edge deployment and real time inference is key. Like where I give importance to latency. I would say it is okay to compromise little bit, like very minimal on accuracy, which is still okay because having the inference real time is key. And if you take toolkits that are doing these operations, which is like optimizing, they do provide benchmarks, performance benchmarks in terms of mean average precision and other
Right.
metrics, where
Right.
they show you like what is the performance boost that you achieve in terms of AI inference, like FPS and inference time, and also accuracy. So it is up to the organization or us, like who will have to choose the best solution for us. Either it's okay, I can compromise on accuracy, but all I need is a real-time inference. I would go for a certain solution. When it comes to quantization, it's all the more beautiful. Like you reduce FP, like floating point to int8, there is, of course, further reduction in accuracy. But what we have seen, like we build toolkit for that, right? So we kind of provide benchmark results, which shows that for models like YOLO V8, which is like being
Hmm.
widely used,
Hmm.
or for models like ResNet backbone or
If you're using
MobileNet
YOLO V8, Bhaskar
SSD.
will not be happy. Sorry to cut you. So sorry to
Yeah, yeah.
interrupt you. So if you're using YOLO V8, Bhaskar will not be happy because probably it is not giving you the allowed license, MIT Apache or BSD.
Yeah, it's not open source. Yeah, we cannot bring that into discussion because, of course,
Yeah.
it is not open source. But I guess we have other similar models, right? Apart
Right.
from YOLO V8,
I got
SSD
your point. So
MobileNet
you
is
were saying that there's some
something widely
listed,
used. Yeah,
right? So there's some listed parameters. So sorry to cut you short
true.
because you have to close now. I will have a
I know.
final
Yeah.
question. I'll have a
Mhm.
final question
Sure.
for all of you related to computer vision platform. Uh, so everybody is actually coming up with platform because when you are deploying the solution at scale, without platform, it is really difficult. Over there, deployment is required. You have to maintain all the cameras centrally. Cloud and edge both should be there. Few solutions will be how hybrid. Few models are running at the edge. Few models are running at the cloud. So Intel is coming up with OpenVINO for optimization and EII as a framework. Similarly, NVIDIA is coming up with Metropolis, DeepStream kind of framework. So what do you think that how the frameworks are helping, and do you use this kind of converters like OpenVINO or DeepStream, or you do it by yourself by writing code? So what is your process of handling? That would be my last question to all of you. So if you can answer.
Okay.
I would
So
encourage others to answer because I don't want it to be a
Sure,
marketing pitch. Yeah.
sure.
okay. So the model, I mean, the answer with the question is that like most of the bigger companies have models have really good working capacity when compared to the model which we are training with our data, because they train their model with large amount of data, and they spend huge amount of computing resources for train the data, train the model.
The
So
model
that
is fine,
model will.
Praveen. Model, you can use
Mhm.
your model, their model. That's not a problem. I'm talking about the platform. How are you ingesting, say, 10,000 cameras? How are you
Mhm.
getting that data? How are you container putting your container? And tomorrow you're adding another use case in one day. So I'm talking about that flexibility with this with the platform. I'm talking about the computer vision platform only, not the use case.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
Mostly in academical research point of view, they won't integrate the model. They will
Correct. From
publish a
academics,
new
it doesn't
model.
make sense. It
Yeah.
is because only for
So,
deployment. Correct.
I'll
I didn't
yeah.
have much answer on this thing.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure, sure.
you can continue.
Uh,
Maybe I'll add more point to it. Sorry, did I cut anyone
no,
in
please
between?
go ahead,
No,
Anisha.
no,
Go
no.
ahead,
You can
Anisha.
continue.
So we had a showcase in one of the innovation that happened a couple of weeks back. We kind of showed the scenario. I guess Arpit mentioned about queue management in retail industry, right? We kind of build the prototype, of course, using some of the open source model and also YOLO V8, optimizing it with OpenVINO, and we showcased two demos. One with which is a single stream. We use one camera, like a normal Logitech camera, capturing people around, and then showing how it can count people within like a region of interest in and uh, what Arpit mentioned, like we mark the region of interest as number of queues across different checkout lanes, and we count people. We also showed another sample which is handling multi-stream. So I have like multiple CCTV cameras, like focus. I cannot have
Well,
just single stream, right? Like if you
right, right.
consider a huge Walmart store, you'll have
Correct.
multi-stream. And we kind of showcase the demo. The outcome was this, like what a single stream does, like in terms of capturing FPS across like multiple hardwares. It can be a CPU, GPU, or normal edge devices like Raspberry Pi. What optimization can bring in, like how powerful optimization can be in bringing in, making these kind of solutions run faster, right? When the exact demo that we showed was using 4 IP cameras, um, capturing 9 streams, and we kind of showed like we were able to achieve 20 fps per channel in
Okay.
just a core CPU. So that's
Excellent.
what we showed. So if you'll have to scale it further, probably you will have to use a combination of
Excellent.
CPUs. But the idea here is not always we'll have to go for like vast GPUs in terms of
Correct. Correct. You should be
deployment.
able to utilize the maximum
All of it,
capability of
yeah,
MPU, DSP, GPU, CPU, VPU,
exactly,
whatever it is,
exactly.
and the platform should enable us to do that. We should not go
True, true.
inside the embedded system and do that. That's not our job, right? So
Exactly.
thanks, Tanisha. I think it
Yeah.
was good mutual learning. I really enjoyed the session. At least I have learned a lot from all of you. So I really enjoyed the session. Thank you all. Om,
Thank you.
over to you.
Yeah. Sorry to everyone, due to time constraints, we had to stop, or else it was a wonderful panel discussion going on.
No problem.
That
We
was,
all will be in touch. We already have a group, so we will be all will be in touch.
yeah. That was a brilliant and insightful discussion. Thank you, panelists, for those thought provoking responses. It is clear from the discussion that we are on the edge of remarkable technological advancement, and I'm sure that our audience has taken away some valuable points from the session.
Before moving forward, we will have a quick Q&A session. So if the participants have any doubts, they can put it in the chat box. We have a first
Yeah.
question.
What is the
What
impact of
are the
computer vision on accessibility technologies for individuals with disabilities? So, Pranit, you want to take this?
Yeah, I can answer this question
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I worked in rehabilitations. So people who lost their limbs or lost their hands, they need a new limb. Before attaching the new limb, there is a lot of AI limbs is available in the market, but most of the people after getting the limb, they will throw the limb because they are not used to the things. So it is very important for them to train them properly before using the things. Just like what I can say, if you have a pet in your house, you need to train them like where they have to pee and where they have to sleep and whatever they have to do with the things. So it is very important to teach them properly before giving the things, the rehabilitation devices, because rehabilitation devices are very costlier, but it is very technologically advanced, but people are less used to it. So the rejection rate of the rehabilitation devices was much more. So now the CV technologies was implemented and they trained using the cameras like how to use the hand and how to use the things properly. So the rejection rate was little bit reduced using the CV technologies in rehabilitation
Got it.
things.
Got it, Praveen. So another question is there from Ankit Sharma. It's a very, very good question, very fundamental question. He's asking how do computer vision systems deal with real world challenges like occlusion and noisy data? So very good question. So I think Ankit was talking about retail store. It is quite evident. He
Yes.
was talking about overlapping cameras. If you're moving from one camera to another, if there is a blind spot, there is a
Yes.
concept called as re-ID, re-identification of person. So one camera can see up to this. After this margin, I cannot see this person. We can call it as occlusion. There can be shelf which who is occluding that person. There is a concept called as re-identification, which will on the run, live on the run, will do people recognition in some form and then track the person even with blind spot. Even if you cannot see, we are still tracking the person. As soon as the person appears, we can still assign the same ID. And noisy data, yeah. So noise can be of environment as well. So noise, generally with our kind of camera, good the quality of camera, we don't get real noise, but noise can come from environment. It can be snow, rain, fog. So it can be anything, and that will make the camera blind. So there are a lot of challenges to handle that. There are a lot of algorithms. Even in my PhD thesis, also I have tried to address this problem. But yes, it is not 100% solved, I would say. So if it is noisy data, if rain is making the camera blind, we cannot do anything. Ankit, do you want to add anything on top of this?
Yes, sir. I wanted to add that as you said that we are tracking the person, and if there is a occlusion, like there are some of the algorithm which are predicting the movement of the like shopper. So like if a person is moving constantly with some speed onto the ashley, then we can track them. And if there is some occlusion, we will have some dwell time that we will be having at that particular person's pose. And if that person is reappear, we use the reid to map that particular id with the same person. So we'll be not having a gap in between where person has a occlusion or there is some other person coming in between the cameras. So this is regarding the occlusion. And regarding the noisy data, yeah, like we can pre-process them, and mainly we can generate the more synthetic data like in the software like blenders and all. So like we can generate the 3D data, like we can simulate the same uh, like person and the self, and then we'll be putting the camera different and we'll be generating the images from that. And that blender software will give you kind of very realistic data. If a person know the software how to use them, then we can generate very realistic data. And it requires lots of computational power because it's mainly work onto the graphics. So we'll need a more graphical data like graphics to generate that kind of data.
Ankur Rai has asked a question, and Deepak Chaudhary copied the same question. What advice would you give to someone interested in pursuing a career in computer vision or AI research? Very good question. There is no single liner. So we all are from different background, I believe, so from computer science, electronics. I have done my MTech in robotics. Then I did my PhD in computer vision. My background is electronics telecommunication. So we need that background first. Number two, if you have signal processing background, it is good. If you don't have, no worries. Number three, you should be good in mathematics. At least you should not shy away from mathematics, because it helps you to design computer vision algorithms if you are good in math. And finally, you should be an excellent coder, very good problem solver. So if you have this kind of stuff, I think those are the starting points. So anyone wants to add on top of this?
I hope ChatGPT will take care of the coding as of now.
We have to ask the right question. Yes.
Okay. What I can say was try to play with some CV models which was available open sourced in the internet.
Exactly.
That will
Yes.
give you a good approach to start with. Known because mathematics it's a higher end. So if you go for research and for PhD, mathematics is a very important thing. But for
Right.
begin with, like just play with some small computer vision models so that you will get impressed like what they will do. So what you can do. That's the
They
thing.
can start with
You
traditional
start.
CV as well, using OpenCV, right?
Yeah, open source is a really good platform.
With
So
Python. Yes. Correct. Correct.
try to
I would
read
also like to
it.
add, yeah, I would also like to add. So, like, yes, others said like maths and stats are important. Along with that, like, if you are aspiring for a career, I think it's better to use how the AI works. Like, if you are familiar with what AI technologies are there in the existing market, you are familiar with itself, like what's currently there in the market. So, like, and then you'll see like what can we add more. It's like a research kind of stuff, like step by step. So, yeah.
So we have
So
our optimization person. She will say that you have to study convex optimization, right? In
Yeah,
order
I
to
mean, my point would be like finding the passion in AI. It's a large
exactly,
ocean, so you
exactly,
just see everything on high level, not deep dive, because you will not have the luxury of time. So we will find a spark in any of, like, there is DevOps as well, like AI
correct.
DevOps and many other areas that you will build interest in, and then you can deep dive and get into whatever field you would love in around AI. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pravin's suggestion was very, very good. So he said that don't worry. So you just experiment with OpenCV and write small codes, and you will start seeing something. You will generate the passion, and then move to the next one as and when required. So that
Yeah,
is also
because
right.
the very good advantage with computer vision thing is everything is open sourced. Most of the things, like almost
Right.
90% of things is open sourced.
And you can see
So
also what is happening. You can
yeah,
see
Yes.
in,
exactly.
in an image or video.
I can also agree with the Praveen point of view. Like you
Yes,
just try with some of the models and you will be amazed by the result you are getting and you will be
correct.
fascinated
Exactly.
that this is interesting.
Exactly,
Uh,
exactly.
so I feel this is the end of Q&A session. Thank you, panelists, for this.
Thank you.
I hope our session clarified all your doubts, and I would like to extend my gratitude to all the panelists for being for this session. We appreciate your efforts in enlightening the youth with your experience and knowledge. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I would like to present
Thank you.
all the panelists with a token of gratitude. We are really honored to have you all here. Certainly, our participants gained new and exciting knowledge regarding the topic of computer vision. Starting with Dr. Apurva Das. Thank you so much, sir. We are so honored to have you here.
Next is Anisha Uday Kumar. Thank you so much, ma'am. We are honored to have you here.
Moving forward to Praveen Raj. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next is Arpit Patel. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Our next panelist, Anushka Dhiman. Thank you so much, ma'am. We are so honored to have you here.
Thank
Last,
you.
our panelist, Bhaskar Ore. Thank you so much, sir. We are honored to have you here.
Thank you. Likewise.
Now, we would like to express our gratitude to our strong pillar of support, our branch counselor, Professor Biju Balakrishnan, whom we look up to and has consistently led us in the correct direction. He celebrated each of our victories and humbled us by giving us advice on how to do better in our forthcoming events. He's truly the perfect example of Guru. We are all motivated by Sir's enthusiasm and commitment to the council. Is the center of our family and is dedicated supporter of using science and technology to bring about a great constructive change in the society. We are Really blessed to have you, our branch counselor, sir. Last but not the least, I want to express my gratitude to all the attendees for their support.
All right, everyone, it's time to earn rewards. Let's get ready to summarize today's session. You can find the link of submission in the YouTube chat box.
Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors, starting with technical sponsors HP. HP is an American multinational information technology company headquartered in Palo Alto, California. It develops personal computers, printers, and related supplies, as well as 3D printing solutions.
Our streaming partner is StreamYard. On StreamYard platform, you may broadcast over social networks directly from your browser. Before choosing the premium plans to gain access to more features, it provides a free option that you may use to test it out. October 2nd is a day dedicated to honoring Gandhiji's life, principles, and pivotal roles in India's struggle of independence. This occasion serves as a reminder of his commitment to nonviolence, truth, and social justice, inspiring people around the world to promote peace and unity and reminding us to harness technology for the greater good while upholding the values of humanity and truth.
Thank you, dear audience, for joining us today. Your anticipation and engagement throughout the session played a vital role in the success of the panel discussion.
We hope the discussion today left you a fresh perspective on the exciting future of technology. See you soon for the next panel discussion of the MTTS track at 2 p.m. It was a fantastic day, and I wish you have an amazing day ahead. Thank you so much.